Okay, let's take a look at this classic algebra word problem. And I use that word classic, meaning that this type of word problem is a very common type of problem that is used in algebra courses through the years. I'm sure even your grandparents, when they were taking algebra, if they took algebra, were doing some sort of problem like this. But it's a great illustration how we use equations to solve word problems. So it's an application of algebra. I think you're going to find it very interesting. But let's actually read the problem. So it says you have $5.50 in change, okay, with only quarters and dimes, and you have three times the number. You have three times the number of dimes than quarters. So how many dimes and quarters do you have? So that is the problem. And so obviously I'm going to solve it, but I certainly encourage you to try to solve it as well. Okay, so first thing about solving word problems like this is what we need to do is to identify a variable. Okay, of course I already have this work written out, so we're going to see the solution. But what you want to do is say, okay, in algebra we use variables like x and y, etc. So you're going to have to use the information that you have, right? So let's just take a look at some things that we know. All right, so we have this value, $5.50. Then we have this piece of information, three times the number of dimes than quarters. And then obviously we're looking for two pieces of information. How many dimes and quarters do we have? So what we're trying to identify is how many, okay, dimes and quarters, right? That's the key question. So you have to look at the information you're given and then think about some sort of variable. Okay, we're going to use the variable x. Okay, and what could x stand for, right? Let's just think about that. What could x stand for? What could it represent as a starting point in this problem? Okay, now once you've kind of determined that, okay, what the whole idea of algebra and a problem like this is to use all the information you have to build an equation. So first of all, we're going to have to identify a variable, okay, and then we're going to have to construct an equation, all right? So, we're going to have to put some algebra stuff here, some variables, and then it's going to equal to something else, okay? We have to get to that point. If we can't get to an equation from this information, then we're not going to be able to solve the problem. So once we do have an equation, we can solve for x, for example, and then solve the problem, okay? So you can kind of think here, like if you solved for x, if you had an equation that was made up of x, what could x represent, okay? So such that you solved it, it could represent something. So it would be, maybe, we're looking for how many dimes and quarters. Maybe x would represent the number of quarters you have, or maybe the number of dimes you have, right? So that would be useful. And in fact, that's how we're going to construct the solution to this problem. Okay, so here we go. Without further ado, what we're going to do is let x equal the number of quarters, all right? So x is going to equal the number of quarters, okay? We're going to only use one variable because remember we have three times the number of dimes than quarters. So if we have x quarters, then we have 3x dimes, okay? So you understand that? So if I have whatever amount, because I have three times the number of dimes and quarters. So whatever amount of quarters I have, I'm going to have 3x amount of dimes, okay? So this is the number of quarters and dimes that we have based upon the given information, okay? But we have this dollar value, this $5.50. That has nothing to do with the number. It has to do with the monetary value, how much total money you have, okay, not the number. So we can't construct an equation. Some of you out there might do this mistake. You might like, oh, okay, x quarters plus 3x dimes is going to be equal to 550. All right, so, a lot of you would make that mistake, I'm sure, because that's another quote-unquote classic mistake with these type of problems. But in fact, this is not the case. This is how many quarters and dimes you have. You can't write it like this from a monetary standpoint. We have to give the values because this is dollars, right? This is $5.50. So quarters and dimes have different values. So we account for that in this equation. So a quarter is going to be 0.25 x, okay, of how many, the number of quarters you have, okay? So if I have 1 quarter, would have 0.25 times 1, or just 25 cents. Okay, so again, these problems, once you figure out how to do one and you come across a money problem like this, again, something that deals with money and quarters and dimes, again, very classic. In other words, these type of problems show up frequently on tests and quizzes, etc. So once you figure out how to do one, then you kind of get that main idea. You can do others as well. All right, so here we go. So 0.25x, this is our quarter value, plus the value for a dime is 10 cents, right? So that's going to be 0.10 of a dollar, because we have $5.50. Now, x is the number of quarters we have, and 3x is the number of dimes. So it's going to be 0.25x plus 0.10, okay, this is the value of the dime, times the number of dimes we have, which is 3x. And that is going to be equal to $5.50, okay? We don't have to write the dollar sign, dollar value in here, because we're setting up an equation, okay? But you know what it represents. All right, so at this point, the most important part of this problem up to this stage of it is to get the equation right, okay? So the first thing is we have to pick a variable, let's say x, and if you're confused about what that variable should be, think about what the question is asking, okay? So we want to know the number of quarters and dimes, right? So let's let x equal, for example, in this case, the number of quarters, and then we can kind of build another expression, number of dimes. Now we have to put all the given information we have to put it together in terms of an equation, okay? So, double check, hey, this makes sense, this makes sense. Now at this point, you can go ahead and apply your outstanding algebra solving skills, all right, to solve for x. So we got 0.25x plus 0.10 times 3x is going to be 0.3x. And you can use a calculator to help you out here. And that's equal to 550. And then when we add these two terms up, 0.25x plus 0.3x is going to be 0.55x is equal to 550. And then we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 0.55. Okay, so this is what we're going to end up having. And so we got 550 divided by 0.55. You get x is equal to 10. So there you go. You got a nice solution. You got x is equal to 10. But what does that mean? Okay. Well, what was x again? You have to go back up here. Remember, we were saying that we're going to x equal the number of quarters. So x is equal to 10. So we have 10 quarters. Okay. So if we have 10 quarters and we have 3 times the number of dimes and quarters, then we have 30 dimes, right? So let's go down here. So x was the number of quarters, so we have 10 quarters. So 10 quarters, right, is how much in monetary value? That would be 10 times 0.25, or you would have $2.50 worth of quarters. But you have 3 times the number of quarters. You have 3 times the number of dimes. What we're saying here is we have 30 dimes, right? 3 times the number of dimes and quarters, right? We have 30 dimes, and in monetary value, 30 dimes is equal to $3. And if you add this together, we get back to our 550, right? And that's what we have in total. Okay, so classic algebra word problem, just as fun as anything that you may attempt the rest of your day here. I mean, this is good stuff. You get asked, when am I going to use algebra? I'm never going to use algebra now. Is this a practical problem? No, but it's a fun problem, and it's an illustration of how we do solve word problems using algebra, okay? But believe me when I tell you, algebra is used in real life, okay? Outside the classroom, it's absolutely used to solve problems. But the main idea of this video was to illustrate how you take on an algebra word problem, okay, by getting the variables right, building an equation, knowing how to solve the equation, and make sure you are answering the question. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.